part 2 of our final module here, we're going to discuss what happens once you submit your proposal. And you're going to play one of the most frustrating games for businesses, the waiting game. So after you submit, kind of what's your next step? Everybody always wants to know, well, I submitted this, what happens next? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to be working on? Well, I always recommend next thing, treat yourself to a nice dinner and a stiff drink. You submitted a proposal. Hopefully it was complete and compelling, but it was a lot of work to get there. It was a lot of effort. So kind of sit back, relax, at least for a day, and just know that you put in your best effort, you put your best foot forward, because right now you're going to be waiting. You're going to be waiting on an answer. So most agencies will give you some sort of notification within 90 days after the submission. Some of the agencies, depending on the opportunity, like the Air Force Open Topics, are typically within 30 days. But you're going to know almost always within 90 days, where are you at? If you didn't meet administrative review, you're going to know a lot sooner than that. But you'll get some inkling that something's going on, something's in process. So if you're not successful, you'll get back reviewer comments, and you'll get back information on where were you lacking in your proposal package, kind of where were those missteps, where were the things people didn't understand, where were the things where they went, well, this isn't innovative, or this doesn't seem to have commercial potential, or we don't understand their budget, or the team doesn't seem strong, they don't seem to have a capable PI to lead this effort. And that gives you the foundation to start changing it. You know where the weaknesses are now, you know where the holes are, start to patch those up. But if you were successful, then typically, it might be closer to 120 days rather than 90 days, but you're going to get some inklings. You'll get some paperwork to sign off on, or somebody will reach out. You'll get some sort of information. Sometimes, depending on the agency, you might actually even get questions. It does not happen a lot, but sometimes they will come back and it'll say, well, we're interested in this, but we need you to explain this, or we're interested in this, but this form was filled out incorrectly, or this is missing this. If you do get one of those emails, try to immediately respond. They want information from you because they potentially want to fund this. Get that to them ASAP. Sometimes you will actually get a deadline for giving answers to those questions. Some agencies, you might get an email on Tuesday and are told, respond to this by Friday, close of business. You need to respond to that by Friday, close of business, if that's what they say. Consider it almost like another proposal submission window closing. You have to get that info into their hands. But again, don't count on that. You want to make sure that all of that information is in your proposal package, because you just never know. But while you are waiting, one thing that we've told many people is, don't bother the program managers or the TPOCs. If they want information, they'll ask for it. If they want to give you an update, they'll give you an update. If they want to do a contract, they'll start sending you paperwork. A lot of times, if you email them and just ask them, hey, what's the status of this, or I haven't heard about this, or did you get this? Sometimes the only response you're going to get if you give them an email unprompted is the response saying, hey, we can't respond to you. We're currently in the review process, or hey, we're not going to give you any information. Wait for further clarifications, something along those lines. But that doesn't mean that you just kind of have to sit there and twiddle your thumbs. Start getting set up. Potentially do some development activities that align with figuring out your commercial potential. You can't ever have too much information about your potential market. Go out there, interview customers, look at your design documentation, look at some market information, do a little more research, maybe do some planning, maybe make some conditional offers. Whatever it is that you need to do to kind of set yourself up for the future, go ahead and start working on those items. You can never be too kind of ahead of the game. Well, I mean, technically you can be too ahead of the game, but you can never have too much information. You can never have too much planning. You want to make sure that once you get an award, you're ready to start working the day that that award notification comes in. Because sometimes it will come in on that day, and you're going to have to start producing. You're going to have to start, getting everything in order. If you're a brand new enterprise, maybe you need to get your LLC established. Maybe you actually need to figure out your tax info. Maybe you need to actually hire people now. It's going to take time. So do all that background work that you can. It's just going to make your award life much easier. The worst thing you can do is just to constantly barrage any of these agency representatives with information or continued emails, or trying to get a hold of them to see, hey, did this get funded? Hey, are y'all interested? Hey, is there more information I can provide? Wait for them to contact you, but if they do contact you, get the information to them as soon as you can. And like I said, do some things that are going to set you up for success in the future. Remember, these are a long tail project because you're not thinking about this as a phase 1. You're not thinking about this as a phase 2. You're thinking about this as a project to turn your innovative idea into a commercial product. So what can you do in the meantime? What can you do to set yourself up? What can you do to make sure that you're going to have success in the future?